I don't struggle with being alone. Don't struggle with my own company. I actually like my own company. When you're gymming, you have to be comfortable. The process to fit you properly.
Welcome to Fitnair Podcast, where we share knowledge about health and fitness. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode. Today we have an amazing guest in the building. If you think I have a six-pack, this guy, he has a 10-pack. So he is about to share his tips and tricks on fitness and wellness. Mr. Thabang, sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. You honor me.
Yeah, man, you gotta tell these people how you actually got that 10-pack. But actually, before we get to the biggest part of this podcast, I actually want to get to know about you as a child. What kind of a child were you growing up?
Oh man, a simple childhood that I had, and I think what worked in my benefit, which now I can see the benefits of it now, is that we grew up very active as children. We grew up playing around and playing sports, and just being active and falling in love with just the outdoors and being outside.
So you were always playing out there, like you're always outdoor.
Yeah, and that helps. Especially I played sports too, so being that active as a child actually helped me a lot in sports as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to pick your mind also about school. Were you that bright child at school, or
yes,
you're taking distinctions?
Of course, and
okay,
and also I was very athletic.
Okay.
So yeah.
So did you collect a lot of medals at school, like when coming to athletics?
Yes, athletics, and I played grass hockey too.
Grass hockey,
yeah.
Okay. So you played hockey, and what else did you do? Were you running?
I did 100 meters relay, and I did long jump as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's talk about maybe at home. Are you the firstborn, the secondborn, or what?
I am actually the only one.
The only one. That's nice. That's
yeah.
And then,
but in that regard, my parents they got separated, and then my mom had another child. So I actually had a half sister in a way, but also I lost her, so I'm the only one that's left now. So yeah. So and I grew up with my aunt. She has twins, so I grew up with them. They became my siblings actually.
They still feel like your siblings even now.
Yeah, we grew up together. We're still tied to it now. They're 3 years younger than me. So yeah.
But now, how did it feel like having to be the only child in the house? Like, did it feel nice?
It really did. I'm an introvert at heart, so I don't struggle with being alone. Don't struggle with my own company. I actually like my own company. So that the work that I do just pushes me out to meet people. But yeah.
Okay. But now let's talk about the gymming part. Where did that start? Like having to be, because you were doing athletics, I understand that, and then you were also like, as you say, you were focusing on your books. But how did you end up being like, okay, I'm not gonna do athletics as a grown-up. I'm actually gonna end up lifting weights and so on. How did that start?
So I played like hockey, and I did athletics in high school, like from grade 8 up to finishing matric. But then after matric, I went to college, and then I did long distance learning.
Okay.
So I didn't have facilities to actually do the sports that I liked.
Okay.
So the alternative was gym.
Okay.
So that's when I started gym, because I still wanted to be active, but I couldn't play sports per se. And also to join clubs was very expensive for me back then. Yeah. So I just decided, instead of joining a club, I was like, let me just join gym.
Okay.
And yeah. And then I fell in love with it, and that's when it started.
So you actually decided that, okay, since now I can't be active based on my lifestyle, I can actually start gym. Did you start by going to sign a gym contract, or you started by literally doing push-ups and all of those?
Yeah. I started with doing push-ups. My parents I remember they had like 8 kgs of like dumbbells, and my uncle there was a second-hand shop. So he bought like this boxing this boxing bag which he hung in the garage, and he had a rowing machine. So that's how it started.
So you're a boxer too?
Not really. It just you just had to do what you had to do to stay healthy, Yeah.
But have you struggled with your weight? Let me say, maybe you were like, I'm too skinny, I want to build muscle, or maybe you were too chubby. What was the?
Yeah,
Did you have that issue?
I did. I guess you can't see now. I'm a short guy. So throughout my school life, I've always been the smallest in the class, the smallest in the grade, the smallest one, and I was also very, very skinny too. But I was fast.
But you're fast, skinny, short, and fast.
Yeah, so I did struggle. I struggled a lot, and also like finding clothes, and the struggles. Yeah. But then the only thing is that even though I did struggle, that the nice thing about it is I was very healthy and toned as well. So when I started gym, that helped. Let's
talk about the part of finding clothes. You know why it's so interesting to me? because I used to be very skinny.
Sure.
Like skinny. I don't know. Like to your point that even when I was 19 or 20 years, I was actually going to the section of 14 to 16 years to find my own clothes, because I couldn't find my clothes anywhere else. So I have to go to the age of 14 and something. That's where I used to find my clothes. Otherwise, everything else will be baggy, will be bigger, and so on. So for you, I want to understand, have you went through a similar situation where your clothes have to be tailored, or you went to 6 to 7 years?
Same struggle, bro. Same struggle. So now I get my clothes tailored. Formal clothes, I get them tailored, and even especially formal clothes, extra small still is a bit big. So it is big. It'll fit me on the body, but the arms would be
Would be long.
would be long.
Okay.
The trousers, they have to be cut. So it's better to just get a tailor to just make my clothes. Okay. And then sports clothes, fortunately I got someone who makes my clothes.
Okay.
So they just take my measurements and they make my own clothes. So that's nice, because when you're gymming you have to be comfortable. The clothes have to fit you properly. So and then I also at some point I go to the kids sections
to wear shorts,
especially shorts. When you want shorts, man, 13 to 14.
That's where you might do. That's where you might do this.
What can you do, man?
Really? Like even now, can you imagine? Like now, for example, my side, my clothes, my trousers, they break now because I'm bigger now. So if I go to 28, if I wear 28 now, it's going to break. If I wear 30, it has a tendency of breaking. So at least if they need 2 or something, that's when now I'm more comfortable and relaxed. Otherwise, I'll be squeezed in. So it's a journey. It's a journey. We have to all be on it in order to get to the other side. But now, I also want to talk about. I actually want to get deep down into your daily routine, but I also have some questions that I have drafted down here for you in case I forget some important questions.
All right.
But now, I want to know, you said you don't drink alcohol, ne?
No, I don't.
Okay. So what is the reason for that?
Actually, I've never. So I've never been started, and the desire was never really there. So I grew up with my mom and with her parents, my grandparents. So growing up in a disadvantaged home, if I may call it that, we had to make plans to survive. Yeah. So my grandma, a very smart businesswoman, she sold alcohol.
Oh, okay.
So she sold alcohol, and we would actually go and help her with the stock. Buy the stock, because she was much older. So she would send us to go buy the stock, and then so we had access to alcohol.
Okay.
I think if I wanted to, we had access to alcohol. Okay. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's just how God works. Back then, none of us had the desire to, because we knew this is business. It's helping us buy bread and take us to school.
But do you know this saying, you can't get high on your own supply? So I think that's what you guys were doing. You can't get drunk on your own supply.
So even though we had access to, we never really had the desire. And also, I think growing up as a kid, seeing what alcohol does. Sorry to use the term, but I hated the consequences of alcohol.
Yeah.
I think that's when burned out that whole desire
Okay.
for it. The smell of it puts me off completely.
But tell me, have you seen some adults, like, have you seen the impact of alcohol on some people?
All of it. I've seen the worst of it.
So people used to come into your house to drink there. They get drunk, wasted, and then they do whatever that you have to see as a child. And then you're like, that's not me.
Yeah, and I didn't want any part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it started from there.
Okay.
And then obviously growing up in a Christian home as well, just realizing that, you know what, if you're a Christian, actually to be a leader as a Christian, it's best not to indulge in those things.
Okay.
So which just made my life a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And the temptations of also getting involved in such groups of people who drink and all that, I never struggled with that because it just in a way came kind of like naturally to me.
Yeah.
And I never had the desire.
No, I understand that because I can relate to that because alcohol is not part of me. Like, it's not something that I actually indulge into. But now I want to know, let me talk from that fitness perspective.
Sure.
Here I am. I drink almost every weekend or even every day. And I want to stay in fit. I want to have those muscles that you have. I want to stay in shape. Would you advise me to stop drinking alcohol?
Because I understand people do drink. It would not be advisable to ask you to cut and be like me. I would ask you to maybe to just tone it down a bit. Because drinking every day or every weekend is not good for you.
But I've tried. How do I do it? I've tried because trust me, I came to you.
Yeah.
Plus you say you're a fitness coach. I came to you. I want to get in shape. Surely you have clients like that. My problem is drinking. And I want to stay in shape. I'm serious about this issue because it affects my confidence, it affects my work and so on. So I want to be in shape. And my other issue is I drink every weekend. And almost every day, actually. I just need to have whiskey in my body running on a daily basis. So how do you get me to actually stop? Remember now I'm your client. I want you to get me to actually see alcohol as a useless thing like you do.
Yeah. So it two things. First of all, you as a person, as a client, what's important to you? What's your priority? Right?
My priority is my job.
No, I mean like in this context of you being healthy.
Okay.
Is it alcohol or is it you being healthy? So you have to, I know it's hard, but you have to make a decision from then on. Because I can come as an outside influence and try to convince, but until this becomes intrinsic, you making the decision, there's nothing I can say to help you. You have to make the choice and make priorities like, yeah, I'm struggling, but I want to. So we can start working from that. On the second thing now, you don't cut off immediately. So you start gradually. If you used to take 2 glasses, let's cut it. Let's take maybe 1. And from 1, you see that, okay, maybe take a half. And from half, therefore, we move from there. And we're not saying I don't take it at all, but let's cut it off. And you can see that if I take a half a glass of this, why take it at all? Right? So we work on your psyche in a way so that you can see that this thing is not really doing anything for me.
Okay.
Right. It's okay. Maybe you might say when I'm meeting with my friends or when I have, then there's something else. But if you're doing it just for the sake of doing it or for the sake of staying out of stress or whatsoever, it's not a good coping mechanism.
Okay.
It will harm you at the end.
So now it means I have to replace what should I do now? Remember now I used to drink alcohol. Do I replace it with something else? Do I actually replace it with water, juice or wine, or I just have to decide I'm not going to drink it anymore?
You just have to decide, because also if you say you replace it with wine, there are also other things you get addicted to the wine. If I say replace it with juice, the sugar is not good for you after a while. So just try to cut it as you go, as you progress in your journey. Cut it. And remember, there's also what we call moderation. The consumption of everything that is done, do it in moderation. So, and you cut gradually, and then yes, if it means that you need just for the sake of your mind, take a bit of water. Have your glass of whatever you take it, and then have water after that. And then before you know it, you have more water than you have taken that thing.
Okay, let me ask you this. If now drinking is what is currently helping me to cope with my stress and so on, can workout to do that for me? Like working out,
that's like the best therapist you can ever have.
Okay, why is it?
Because when you work out, it's a how do I say it? For lack of better words, I would say it's a chemical reaction when you work out.
Yeah.
It releases chemicals in your brain which are good for you. You feel good, and also for you to cope with stress. And the moment that you start seeing results in the gym, that gets addictive. So it's a sort of replacing the alcohol, which is often good for you. Because for me personally, that's how I got so how do I say consistent in gym, because I like seeing the results of this thing, and I got addicted to my progress. Yeah, you see. So, and then unlike alcohol, where it takes away the stress, but then there are other side effects that come with it. Gym, the side effects is that you look
You look properly. You feel good. Okay. Tell me, are you addicted to working out?
I think I am.
You are.
I think I am.
Let's talk about your splits. How often do you go to gym?
I go Monday to Thursday, and if my schedule isn't so bad, I can actually go Monday to Friday.
Okay.
5 days a week. Yeah, and I rest over the weekend.
Why 5 days a week? If maybe like I believe like if I'm busy, maybe I can go 3 days and so on. Why 5 days a week? Why is it necessary to go 5 days a week? Can I go 3 days and still be able to achieve what you have achieved?
It's possible to do it in 3 days, but I'm just saying I'm an addict.
Okay.
So for me, if I don't go, I feel like something is wrong.
Okay.
So I for me, and for also what I want to achieve, and also helping me cope, because I have work too.
Okay.
I work too. So this is like my happy place. My how I get to release my stress from working my 9 to 5 work. So the gym is where I get to release and blow some steam as well.
Okay. How much time do you spend at the gym?
An hour to an hour and 30 minutes.
Okay. See. Why an hour 30 minutes?
Because you get to actually work on let's say a group of muscle that you're working, you can work on it adequately, so and then give it the attention that it needs for you to get the proper results that you want. And the other thing is that it's not necessary to look at the clock saying I must finish 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Is for you to just get your mind to finish what you've planned, because when you go into the gym, you go with a plan. You don't just go haphazardly just for the sake of going. You go with a plan. It's like, I'm going to work on my arms and my chest today, and these are what the exercises that I'm going to do. So how many reps I must do. So you do that and you finish that. Some days it might take you longer, some days it might, because the stronger you get, the easier it gets as well, and the resting time in between gets lesser as well. Some are harder. Some days are harder. You get time to rest. So it might take longer. So the point is, don't look at the clock. Finish your sets.
Okay.
Yeah.
You must do all that you wanted to do for that day. But tell me, do you do leg day?
I do.
You do?
I think it's my favorite.
How often?
I do it once, or maybe if I get my way, twice a week.
Tell me about that moment. How does it feel? Like your leg day session?
Like I told you before that I'm a small guy, but God bless me with strong legs.
Okay.
So that's like one of my favorite, because I can push heavy my squats, and that releases those endorphins for me to feel good about what I do.
So do you ever do legs to your point that you can walk?
No. Well, struggle. Maybe I have jelly legs, but
okay,
not
not what?
Not be disabled, but just where you find it a bit harder to walk.
Yeah, I think you must challenge yourself sometime. Literally take yourself to that extent that I want to do this thing that I can walk.
I gym alone, so who's gonna drive?
No, I think also sometimes it's just a mentality thing. Just tell yourself that today I'm going to challenge myself, because I feel like you grow when you challenge yourself.
Okay.
Because on the other side of discomfort comes the great things you want to see happen. But what would you say to someone who goes to gym every day? All they do is chest, arms. They actually work on their upper body and then don't work on their legs. What would you say to them?
Like I told you that like working out is like a chemical thing that happens in your body, right? So when you work out on your chest, on your legs, the bigger muscles, for us gents, there's a chemical that we release that helps us with our strength, right?
Yeah.
And then when you work out when you work out on certain parts and not other parts, that also limits that chemical release.
Are you speaking about testosterone?
That's the word.
Yeah. So how do I get to release more of it?
Yeah, you see, like your leg, your chest, you have big muscles on your chest, and you have big leg muscles, right? When you work and you engage on those muscles, the higher percentage of that you release, right? And then the stronger you get, and also the more endurance you get in your lifting, and also the best quality for your muscles too.
Okay.
Right? So, and also the other thing is that your balance of your body. I don't know if you remember the cartoon Johnny Bravo. He was big up here.
Yeah. And then there's more like legs there. Yeah.
So you might feel good having a big chest, but and not to be made fun of having like chicken legs or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's good for you to have a balanced body. To work out on your upper body and also your lower body to get that balance.
Yeah.
And you also feel good as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
I actually had a question. I think it slipped off. Okay. Yeah. I want to come back to the chemical that you're speaking about, testosterone.
Yes.
Yeah. How can, like, I think women do also have testosterone, which make them the masculine part of females, because they can be both feminine and masculine, of which us also as people, as men, we can actually be feminine. We have the feminine side where you actually get to cry, you need to be comforted by someone and so on. But there's also this masculine side. It's just that our masculine side overpowers our feminine side. That's why we are men. So having to speak of testosterone, how can one make sure that they actually preserve or increase their testosterone? Because I think what is the importance of testosterone?
First of all, it's just for you as a man, strength, endurance, and also building muscle.
Okay.
Right. That's what we use. That chemical we use to build muscle.
So if someone has a lower testosterone, they cannot build muscle.
They can, but it won't be, the quality of it won't be great, because the higher level of it that you have, the better your muscles are. And then the more you work out, the more you can release. And also one thing that we forget is your diet. Very important. What you eat, the thing of the alcohol too, that hampers that the production of your testosterone as well. So you need to be careful of what you consume.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get to that part also. But now, let's talk about, this is a sensitive topic. I know people don't really literally speaks about, but what is the impact of sex on testosterone? Because I think testosterone reside in the testicles. Testosterone. So immediately when, let me say, maybe when we ejaculate or you have a sexual intercourse, you actually affect your levels. But now I want to know, what's the impact of sex on that, and what's also the impact of sex on gaining results in the gym?
Yeah, this one's going to be, how do I say, it's not controversial. No, controversial for me, because as I'm saying, like, for science proves that, or should I say that the stats that are shared is that the more sexually active you are, the better your testosterone levels are as well.
Okay.
But then now, when you are somebody who's in the Christian field of Christian side of things as well, we are celibate, right? And we are encouraged to stay as celibate as possible. So you have to find other means of combating that as well.
What is celibate? Abstain.
Yeah, you have to abstain. You abstain from any form of sexual interactivities.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's difficult to listen to the studies that show that this is important and you must do this every day or whatever, often.
So it's good. I must do it every day. It's good. I'm trying to get. I want to build muscle. I'm trying to find out.
I'm saying it depends who you are. It's important to you.
Okay.
Right. So if you are in the Christian field and you're trying to stay as pure as possible, rather look at the diet side of things.
Okay.
And look at the working out thing. Because there are other ways to actually still do it.
Yeah. But now, from the science perspective,
I read an article, funny enough, and that article says that the more you do it, the better it is for you to release it.
Okay.
So Yeah,
it's gonna help me.
it's gonna help. Yes, it's gonna help. But the thing is, like, you, man, your health is not just one dimensional. You cannot look at one aspect of it and just say this is the mainstream of it and look at one thing.
Yeah.
I think that if I do this, if I'm sexually active and I go to the gym, that's it. No, there are other aspects. This one contributes, but it's not the only way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So you just have to change your mind and just look at the overall health.
Nice. Continue.
So you have to look at the overall balance of your health, because your sexual health is important, but also you must look at you must also take care of yourself too. How you protect yourself when you engage in sexual contact, and how you also, if you want to abstain, your priorities are also important as well for your mental health and for your spiritual health as well, which you cannot neglect.
Yeah. Another question I have, based on what you say, does having muscles or having a six-pack mean I'm healthy?
No, definitely not.
Okay,
Because recently there's a guy, a bodybuilder, international bodybuilder. He won multiple awards, but he, in his sleep, he died.
Just like that.
Looking as good as he did. Yeah. So you have to consider that what we see outside is only one part of it. You must take care of your internal organs as well. They're important too. So what I'm saying, that what you eat, what you consume is important for your overall health too. Going to the gym is good, but what you eat, what you consume, or what you put, some people say they putting steroids into your body. That has internal consequences. You might not see them today, but down the line, you might sleep and never wake up and not know what happened. But when doctors do an autopsy or so forth, they'll find out that what you've been consuming. So,
and then they find that you actually look good from outside, but inside it's not just because you're using injections and so on,
or your diet is not great, or you're drinking, your liver is damaged, and so you have to look at the overall health balance of it all.
Is that the reason why the international bodybuilders don't last long? Like, most of them, you'll find that they actually pass away at 35, 40 if lucky. Some, they literally get lucky, like Arnold Schwarzenegger and so on. They literally get lucky, but some of the bodybuilders, they literally don't make it that far.
Definitely. You cannot cheat your body. You cannot. You can try, you can fool us and look good, but your body, what you put in, kind of come out somewhere.
Let me ask you this: have you taken steroid before?
Never. No,
never. Have I considered taking it?
Never.
No. Why?
Like, I think it has to do with my faith. I am a Christian. I believe that this is God's temple. And it's a gift to me. And I'm getting one. So I must take care of it. The best that I can. So me working out is me taking care of it. It's nothing to do with people looking at me saying they do it a six-pack whatsoever. Hey, as good as I would now and then. But this is how do I say it? It is a sense me honoring God with my gift.
I love that. I love that. Okay, but let's talk about supplements. Do you take supplements?
I don't.
You don't? You don't take supplements? At all?
At all.
You only eat food?
I eat food and
I know you like me. You don't take supplements?
I don't take supplements.
I don't believe it, man.
When I started, because not knowing what you're doing, listening to people, when I started, I took Mass Builder, and I did take what is this? It's pre-workout. But then I realized as you go, like, the moment that I can't afford it, I can't lift as heavy.
But now tell me, do you advise your clients to not take supplements, the ones that you're working with now?
The first thing, I always have an interview and I ask what's important to you, right? If looking good is what's important to you, then you get you to look good. But we're looking at you being healthy. Yes. So if you being healthy is the long-term thing that you're looking at, then I advise them not to take supplements. If somebody's saying, but I want to compete, I'm an athlete, I want to compete,
be able to show off some muscle parts and stuff.
Yeah, for that season.
Yeah.
Take supplements.
Yeah.
They will help you.
Uh-huh.
But you can't take them ever and think that your body will not have consequences after a while.
Yeah.
Because most people say, no, you need supplements, but the thing that they don't consider is that especially the powders that we take,
Yeah.
the creatine and the
Whey protein.
yeah, when you're still young,
Yeah.
in your 20s and your 30s, you're fine and you look good and you feel good. But when you start like going over your 50s, your kidneys
Yeah.
are not going to be as strong as they used to be.
Yeah.
And then the rest of your life is gonna you're not gonna have the best quality of life because of what you consumed in your youth.
Okay.
Especially your kidneys and your liver. So you don't want to compromise that. Rather take care of that now
Yeah.
than it catching you up when you're older.
Okay.
Yeah.
But basically, I understand what you're saying, but I have a different perspective from that. Or
Sure.
I'm a big believer and a big fan of supplements. And you know why? Because according to me, I feel like supplements help you to meet the micronutrients that you cannot find into your food. If you check today's day and age food, they're actually highly processed, right?
Sure.
Of which, of course, the quality of food that we're having currently is not the best of quality. That's why you'll find that they say, there's a high demand for this and that, and the supply is too low, then they have to inject the chickens in order to produce more. Do you understand? So the protein we get there is limited. So supplements, they help us to meet those micronutrients that we need in order to support the body to produce the results. So it's just, I think it's the issue of perspective.
And priority.
You not having to be supplement promoter or a fan, or having to say no, take supplements, and me having to go that way. It literally just goes with perspective and belief, right? But for me, I just believe that supplements, they help you in order to meet the micronutrients. That's why the word supplements.
Yeah.
The word supplements. It supplement your meals.
Sure.
That is what it's for.
Yeah.
So I think it's a personal choice. Because I think
priority is what's important.
Yeah.
What's
but also it goes with what type of supplements, because you also need to be aware that they're different. They're not the same.
Yes.
The supplement that maybe you find in store might not be the same as the supplement that you find from someone, or might not be the same as the supplement you inject yourself in private and so on.
Yeah.
They're not the same, and they have different effects also. So you to yeah.
So I think what I also advise people that I work with is you have to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can't just take it because you saw a promotion. Somebody say that this works whatsoever. At the end of the day, it's a business. People sell this thing, so they can tell you whatever you need to hear. And if you don't actually dive in and find out, is this actually working for the goal that I'm trying to achieve? Then I'd say rather not.
Because I've seen a lot of people actually use a steroid, and then from there they will take supplement and put it here in front of you and act as if that's the supplement they used in order to get to that body. And you buy that supplement, you don't get the same results.
And the side effects are low.
Yeah.
And they're not there when you're struggling with all these other things.
And after all, that's not what they used in order to get there. So that's what's happening in the market. So before you could actually go for something like this or a supplement, I think it's best if you can afford also, you actually speak to your doctor or whatever, I don't know, they call nutritionist.
Yes.
Be in touch with those people, let them evaluate you, check with you what is that is going to be best for you to use. Because I think in most cases when it comes into these guys who are into bodybuilding, before they inject also, they have doctors. You understand? There are people that they actually work with who actually help them in terms of like, okay, this is the dosage, this is how much you can take, it's going to help you see these results, and this is the consequences. They literally tell them, remember these people, they sign down with their lives. They're saying, I win or I die. You understand? So even when it comes to a point where it's like they have to take that thing, they literally saying, I adhere with the consequences.
Sure.
I'll be fine with the consequences. Just help me on how to minimize them. And the doctor that just does that. Their testosterone, whenever they feel like they are no longer sexually active, the doctor helps them to get back at point, and so on. So it would be the best way in order to go with something like this. Yeah. I'm not the man of the show. You are the man of the show, actually. But now I want us to get to your daily routine, because I believe, like our habits, we build our habits and our habits build us. We make our choices and our choices make us, of which it just goes into how do you live your days. Do you know, like humans, we are actually a species of routine. You actually live your Monday like you live your Saturday. Now, like literally, you went, like, you, as much as you're addicted to gym, you did it last year, you're gonna do it this year, you're gonna do it next year. You understand? That one its own is a routine. It's just that maybe we don't pay close attention of understanding of, like, we actually do the same thing all our life, over and over and over and over and over and over again. Even as someone who drinks alcohol, they drink alcohol over and over and over and over and over and over again. You understand? Until they break that cycle. So we want to talk about your cycle, your routine. How is it like?
All right. So, like I said, I have a job. I work for an NGO. So what that entails, I work from 8 until 3 p.m. So that's so I wake up at 6, sometimes 7, because I stay on the work premises, so I have to be at work at 8. So waking up, and I have an online client that I start with at 6:30. So when I start
6 in the evening,
in the morning.
Oh, in the morning. Okay.
Yeah, so when I wake up, I start with my client first, and for me, it's like stretching out the body.
Okay.
For him, it's intense.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like helping me to start off my day.
Yeah.
So that's how I start with that. Then shower, and I have my fruit and tea. I can't eat too early.
Okay.
So
you can't eat too early.
No, I can't eat too early.
Okay. So you don't eat breakfast?
Well, my breakfast, I eat it much later. I don't eat it at 7 a.m.
Okay.
So I have my breakfast at 10.
But you eat breakfast?
Yes, at 10.
I think the time doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I do.
Okay.
I do. Just that I can have it early.
Okay.
Yeah. So, then it's work. And after work, I get home. Have my lunch and prepare. And then get to the other client. The next client starts at 5 p.m. So at 5 p.m. I'm working with somebody who's also doing like own body workouts. So it's not as intense for me, right? And then I have another client doing the similar kind of workouts.
Okay.
And after that, then I go to my own workouts. That's when I have my own workouts.
Okay.
And that I always work out in the evenings. So from 7:30.
7:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
7:30 until maybe around 8. Yeah.
But tell me, does working out at home help? Like, can I work out at home and then still be able to reach my body goal? Because I think sometimes when you work out at the gym, remember you have all the equipment you need, you have all the weights, and then you can work on your specific body part. But does working out at home can I still be able to get the body I want?
It's harder, but it's possible. It's much harder, because the thing, like, you need to if you don't, especially if you don't have equipment, it's much harder, because your body builds resistance after you reach a certain threshold, and that's when you need extra weights for you to progress or to build bigger muscles or to get stronger. You know, so if you only have your own body to work with, you look the same for until you can break through the threshold. So it's harder. It's possible, but it's harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking at time, I think we're at 40 minutes already. So this feels like 20 minutes, but we've been at 40 minutes already. But now, okay, based on everything that you've said, I feel like we have actually shared as much value as we could. But let me ask you this. This is what we call signature question, ne?
Sure.
It signs you out. So if I'm someone who actually wants to start with this fitness thing, ne?
Sure.
I have all the excuses that you can ever think about. Like, I'm lazy, I don't have money, I'm fat, you understand, I'm not motivated, all of those excuses. But I want to work out, I want to look good, because I also don't like where I am. So what would be your advice for me?
I think I touched a bit on it. That intrinsic motivation, right? That you must motivate yourself. Like, okay, because the excuses, we all have excuses. I could use the same excuses and not do it. But there's a thing that I want that I want to my quality of life to be better. So if I say I don't have money, you know what? You can just go out, start with and I say I'm fat. Just start with a walk.
Yeah.
Just start walking around.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be intense. Just walk around. First day.
Yeah.
Second day, take an extra block.
Yeah.
You know, start there, and then the next day, jog it just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, that in a way you build your confidence in doing something on your own. You know, then doing something that will benefit you, and you feel proud that you know what, today I did, you know, an extra kilometer. You know, and then your journey starts from there. You know, and then before you know it, you are able to run without losing your breath for certain kilometers.
Yeah.
And then for you can build just to get yourself to motivate yourself.
So apparently what you're saying is that start small.
Start small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually just start.
Yeah. Just get started.
Just start.
Make your day one.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a Monday. You can start today.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now another question that I wanna ask you. How do you explain this quote? Health is wealth.
Sure. Yeah, because man, you can say I'm busy, I'm working, I'm making money, I don't have time for gym, but you'll spend that money trying to get your health back. That's always the thing.
So that's what the quote means.
So you can
your health comes first.
So rather take care of your body, that you don't have to spend money taking care of your body.
Okay. But maybe I can give you a different perspective on that.
Sure.
When they say health is wealth, to me, what it means is that the more you are healthy, the more you're going to be able to accumulate wealth in life. So you need your health in order to achieve anything. Because that work that you value, the more than your health, the day that you are sick, you cannot go to it. So the main important thing to take care of, the basic and best, is your health, and then the rest can follow after that.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's what it means. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. This is part 1 of our interview. We're gonna bring this guy back. Surely he's gonna have big guns when he comes back here on the show, and you guys gonna be getting more value from him again. And thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow the channel. Yeah, but before we switch it off, how can these people find you?
Fit for the Cross. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. Just say @Fit for the Cross. So it's Fit for the Cross. The 4 is number 4. Fit for the Cross.
Okay, Fit for the Cross. Okay, I'm gonna actually attach the name there, and then they will be able to follow you.
Yes.
So see you guys on the next episode. Peace.